In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve linear proportions. And a linear proportion in these examples are going to be when we have one fraction equal to another fraction. Of course, they're all going to be linear, no quadratics or any other types of graphs or equations. And we're just simply going to cross multiply or distribute, and then we're just going to solve. And of course, you can still do your calculator strategy here, which is you can take the left side of the equation, right? Here's your equal sign. If we split it up, the left side, we can put an F1 or input box 1 in Desmos, and we're going to type in the right side in input box 2 in Desmos, and we're going to just look for the intersection and see what the x value is of that coordinate. All right, let's take a look at some of our examples here. So we have one fraction equal to another. We are simply going to cross multiply. It doesn't matter who you cross multiply first. I'm going to do the 5 times the x plus 3. So we're going to distribute 5 times x is 5x. And then 5 times 3 is 15. Once you do your first cross multiplication or distribution, then you set that equal to your second cross multiplication or distribution. So we're going to do 8 times 5x, which is 40x. And then 8 times negative 4, which is negative 32. X's need to go with X's, numbers need to go with numbers. I'm going to move the 5x to the other side. Do the opposite. Oop. We're going to subtract 5x. So we're left with 15 equals 35x minus 32. Now we need to get the numbers with the numbers. This minus 32 needs to go to the other side, so do the opposite. We're going to add 32. And we're left with 47 equals 35x. We're done with moving, adding, and subtracting. Now we need to do the opposite of multiplying or dividing. The opposite of multiplying by 35 is to divide by 35. Divide by 35. And we have this fraction. 47 over 35 equals x. What does that look like from a graphing calculator standpoint? Let's fire up Desmos here. So I already have the left side here, the x plus 3 divided by 5x minus 4 gives us this type of graph. And then the right side, if you type in 8 divided by 5 and you don't see anything, you're going to need to type in y equals 8 divided by 5. That way it knows it's some kind of graph instead of just a number. And so now I have two graphs. I'm looking for the intersection, right? And I've already 47 divided by 35 here. I already have that converted to a decimal. And let's look for the intersection. The intersection is 1.343. And you can see that the fraction 47 divided by 35 is 1.3428. That 8 makes that 2 round to a 3. That's what Desmos is doing. It's rounding. So our answer is 1.343. So we could say about 1.343. Okay, let's take a look at another example here. Again, on example 2, you can take this right here and put it in input box 1, put this one in input box 2, calculate the intersection, but I'm going to show you the paper method here. Let's clean up our slate. All right, we are going to cross multiply or cross distribute. So it doesn't matter who you multiply first. I'm going to go 7 times x is 7x, and then 7 times 2 is 14. Now we're ready to cross distribute the 4 times the x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. This time I'm going to move the 4x to the left because I want to work with positive values of x. So I'm just simply going to subtract 4x, subtract 4x. And that leaves us with 3x plus 14 equals negative 4. We need to move the 14 to the other side because numbers need to get away. We're trying to get everything away from the x's. So we minus 14, minus 14. 3x equals negative 18. Our last step, divide. We're going to divide by 3. Divide by 3. X equals negative 18 divided by 3. I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. You can convert that to a decimal if you want. In fact, you can reduce that. That is negative 6. Negative 18 divided by 3, so x equals negative 6. All right, let's look at our last example here. right? Doesn't matter who you start with. I will just do 5 times the x minus 8. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. Now we are ready to cross multiply or cross distribute the 3. The 3 times x is 3x. The 3 times 6 is positive 18. Numbers need to go with numbers. Variables need to go with variables. I'm going to move the 3x to the other side. So we're going to subtract 3x. You could move the 5x to the other side, but I want to work with positive values of x. That's a personal preference. So I'm left with 2x minus 40 equals 18. Now I need to get the 40 to the other side. Do the opposite. We're going to add 40. Add 40. 2x equals 58. Our last step, let's divide by 2. Divide by 2. And 58 divided by 2. What is 58 divided by 2? It is going to be 29. Thanks for watching.